watching TimesXP and I'm Dhruti. Vice President Kamala Harris spent a part of her childhood in Canada, a fact that is not known to many, and one that she rarely talks about. But her time in Canada played a significant role in shaping the person who she is today. From being a shy and quiet girl to stepping up as a protector of her friend, Kamala Harris' high school years in Montreal were full of challenges and lessons that helped her define her future. First of all, let's move to the past. Back in 1976, when Kamala Harris was 12 years old and she and her younger sister, Maya, moved from sunny Berkeley, California to the snowy streets of Montreal, Canada. Their mother, Shyamala Gopalan, had accepted a job as a cancer researcher at McGill University and the Jewish General Hospital. Kamala Harris' parents had divorced a few years earlier, so it was just her sister and her mother starting a very new life in a foreign country. Now, in her memoir, The Truths We Hold, Kamala Harris briefly mentioned the move, describing how difficult it was to leave California in the middle of the school year and suddenly find herself in a French-speaking city. She recalled being homesick and frustrated when her mom enrolled her in a local French-speaking school. The idea of learning French didn't sit well with young Kamala, so after a while she convinced her mother to let her transfer to an English-speaking school. Now that particular time was really tough for Kamala. She ended up at Westmount High School, a school that was located in a wealthy part of Montreal, often referred to as Beverly Hills of Montreal. Westmount was an English-speaking school, but it was filled with students from diverse backgrounds, including kids from Caribbean and other English-speaking communities. Now, this diversity sometimes led to tensions among the students. And after that, Kamala Harris herself faced some bullying. Although she didn't talk much about the bullying part, one of her classmates, Jemmy Ward, told the Washington Post that Kamala Harris had to deal with hurtful comments, but she chose not to focus on the negativity. Now, when Kamala Harris first arrived, she was quiet and reserved. She didn't immediately fit in, and it took her a lot of time to adjust to her new environment. But slowly, she started to find her new ways. She joined a dance group called Super 6, where she performed dance numbers to disco hits and made costumes with her friends. So eventually, Kamala became more outgoing and even more popular. One of her classmates recalled Kamala as a very popular, very cool and a lively leader. While Kamala Harris was finding her footing in school, she had become a trusted friend to many. One of her closest friends, Wanda Kagan, shared a story that Kamala Harris has rarely spoke about publicly. She confided in Kamala that she was being molested at home by her stepfather. Without hesitation, Kamala stepped up to protect her friend. She insisted that her friend to move in with her family for her safety. Now, Kamala's support during that critical time made a lasting impact on her friend's life, and it deeply influenced Kamala Harris' future career. Now, years later, Kamala Harris would talk about how this experience inspired her to become a protector. She wanted to ensure that people like her friend would be safe and have access to justice. When Kamala spoke at the Democratic National Convention, she touched on her desire to protect vulnerable people, but did mention that this life-changing event took place during her time in Canada. Now, the quiet influence of Canada on Kamala Harris' journey was actually massive. Although Kamala Harris doesn't often speak about her years in Montreal, it's very clear that her time there played a very important role in shaping who she is today. From the challenges of adjusting to a new culture and language to the meaningful friendship she built. Those 5 years in Canada helped Kamala grow into a strong, confident leader that she is today. Now, despite the hardship, she transferred from a shy, homesick girl into somebody who could stand up for her friends and even perform on stage. Her time in Canada might not be the story that she tells more often, but it's certainly a chapter of her life that shaped her future in a way that we are only beginning to understand. For more such videos, do follow TimesXP.